They said the city had become unsafe. Not because of war. Not because of riots. But because people were disappearing. At first, it was just one name on the news. Then 2. Then 5. People would leave their homes in the morning and never return. No signs of struggle. No witnesses. No bodies. The police called it the Vanishing Case. And the man in charge of solving it was Detective Ethan Cole. Ethan was respected. Quiet. Methodical. The kind of officer who never raised his voice, but always got results. If anyone could solve the case, it was him. Or so everyone believed. Ethan noticed something others missed. Every missing person had one thing in common. They had all reported feeling watched days before disappearing. One woman told her sister, "I feel like someone is following me, but when I turn around, no one is there." A man told his co-worker, "It feels like my life is being rehearsed." Strange words. Unsettling words. Ethan wrote them down. Late at night, alone in his office, he pinned photos to the board. Red strings connected faces. Dates. Locations. And then, he froze. The disappearances always happened after police interviews. That didn't make sense. Unless... No. He shook his head. That thought was impossible. One night, Ethan stayed late again. The station was empty. Too quiet. As he reviewed old footage, something caught his eye. A reflection in a store window. A man following one of the victims. The camera quality was poor, but the silhouette was clear. Tall. Broad shoulders. A familiar walk. Ethan leaned closer. His breath slowed. The man in the reflection was wearing a detective's coat. The same kind issued by the department. Ethan paused the video. Zoomed in. And his stomach dropped. The reflection looked like him. Same posture. Same stride. He laughed nervously. Coincidence, he whispered. But the room felt colder. Days later, another person vanished. This time, Ethan was first on the scene. No forced entry. No mess. But on the table was a small notebook. Ethan opened it. The first page read, "If you're reading this, he's already close." The handwriting was neat. Careful. The journal described a man who followed the victim for weeks. Learned their routine. Spoke to them kindly. The man claimed to be a protector. A guardian. A police officer. Ethan's chest tightened. The last entry stopped him cold. He knows everything about me. He asks questions before I think them. Sometimes I feel like he's inside my head. Ethan dropped the journal. His hands were shaking. That night, Ethan dreamed. He was standing in a room with no doors. No windows. Across from him stood another man. The man smiled. And spoke in Ethan's voice. "You're looking for me," the man said. "But I've always been here." Ethan woke up gasping. Sweat soaked his sheets. On his bedside table sat something that hadn't been there before. A notebook. The same one from the crime scene. His name was written inside. Ethan called in sick. He drove to a storage facility listed in one of the reports. Unit 317. The lock was already open. Inside were personal belongings. Phones. watches, clothes, items from every missing person. And at the back of the unit, a mirror. Ethan stared into it. And for a moment, his reflection didn't move when he did. The reflection smiled. Ethan reported himself. He walked into the station and asked to speak to Internal Affairs. They listened politely, then gently laughed. You've been working nonstop for months, they said. You're exhausted. There was no evidence tying Ethan to the crimes. No fingerprints. No footage. No witnesses. Except the victims. And they were gone. Ethan left the station feeling hollow. Unseen. Unbelieved. That night, Ethan returned to his office. A new file sat on his desk. Unlabeled. Inside was a full psychological profile. Of him. Every habit. Every weakness. Every thought he never shared. The final page read: The killer isn't a man. He's a role. And once you step into it long enough, it steps into you. Ethan understood. He hadn't been chasing a murderer. He had been becoming one. The next morning, Detective Ethan Cole didn't show up for work. His office was empty. The case board was gone. Only one thing remained. A note pinned to the wall. The city is safe again. No one ever found Ethan. But the disappearances stopped. And sometimes, when a new detective stays too long on a case, they swear they feel someone watching them.